this is going to be an unusual video because it's going to start at night and then become day. And the reason why that is because we have already gone to 2 parks today. We were at Magic Kingdom and then we went to Hollywood Studios. But I was able to get a Disney Genie Plus paid for Lightning Lane pass to Ratatouille ride, which is the newest ride at Walt Disney World. And so we hopped on the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios, and now we're here in Epcot. But we're also going to be at Epcot tomorrow morning. We weren't necessarily expecting to be here. We were going to try to just do the virtual queue tomorrow morning, but we were able to get it, so here we are. So we're starting tonight at Epcot. I'm going to walk a little bit around, probably not do too much since we're going to be back tomorrow for half a day. But we're really looking forward to seeing the Ratatouille ride over here in France. It opened on the 1st of October during their actual 50th. I mean, we're still in the 50th now. It'll go on for a while, but it opened then. And we were here on like the 4th, but they weren't doing the Disney Genie then, and we didn't have a park pass for Epcot, so we weren't able to ride it. But we knew we'd be back at some point or another, and this is the trip. So I'm looking forward to trying something completely new here in Epcot. Come join us on our journey tonight, and then tomorrow morning too. Getting some video of the different holiday decorations. This is England, and they have a spot of tea here as their holiday decoration with the tree on the teapot. That's pretty nice, actually. I've always liked that decoration. One of the reasons I'm glad we came here at night, even though we weren't planning it, is they have since put lights on the giant golf ball, Spaceship Earth, and it's incredible because it can cycle through different colors and patterns. Like, that's incredible. And there's music going on over in America. I wonder if it's one of the bands that they have going. Every band we've ever seen there has been great. But it's so cool just to watch that happen. Ooh, I know I'm oohing and ahhing for you. Everyone should ooh and ah. That's neat. Video this all night, but I think you get the gist. I love it. Oh, and the trees over there too. I know, I'm sure you probably can't see it that well in this image, but that is pretty nifty. I think the only reason I really jumped in the line is because you were. Hey, they're playing Fleetwood Mac over there. Go Your Own Way. Sounds pretty good from here. The Ratatouille ride is on a previously unopened area of France. In one of my previous videos, we actually walked back here and kind of looked around, but you couldn't go all the way back, but you could come back a little bit to take a look. But now we're gonna go all the way in, which I am very excited about.
That is a beautiful sound.
This is so cool. And they're on groups 116 to 126 because if you're in the virtual queue, that's actually good news because that's a lot of groups. It probably doesn't go down the way that Rise of the Resistance used to go down. Some days you were lucky to get to the 50s boarding group in Rise of the Resistance. But here I think it has quite a bit more uptime. I don't think it's as technical. It is technical, but I don't think it's as technical. And there's also a Crêperie back here, which we've never done before because of course it's new. I'm gonna look at that menu. I could nosh on something. In case you're curious about the menu, they have savory crepes and they also have dessert crepes. And then they have a buffet where you can get a soup or salad. glass of wine, cider, soda or juice, and then 1 dessert grape. Man, that chicken bechamel sauce and mushroom sounds great. Well, this is pretty incredible over here. This is the part we couldn't get to when we came here last time because it wasn't open yet. So you've got the Ratatouille Adventure, you've got Gusteau's up there. Oh my, this is beautiful. Oh, and the Christmas decorations. Josh pointed those out, I didn't even notice. Oh my gosh. And this fountain, I like the champagne bottle exactly coming up with the fountains. That is pretty nifty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just captivating. So well designed. I have the feeling the main queue is like super tricked out and very themed well, whereas the lightning lane's probably going to be pretty boring. Most lightning lane or old fast passes were, because it was a shortcut. So hopefully we can get a, oh wow, this is not too bad actually. Hopefully we can get a boarding group tomorrow, and that way we'll be able to see the full queue. Oh, that says single riders. All groups will be separated and assigned different vehicles. Probably not going now, but I bet eventually it will be. Oh, instructions. I love the Paris skyline back there. So this is a trackless ride. I don't know if you can see this vehicle coming this way. They look like mice. Essentially, you get shrunk down to the size of us. You get shrunk down a lot when you're in Disney. Josh commented. And then you go through like a kitchen adventure. It's in 3D. I have 3D glasses in my hand, so I'm not going to film much of it, if any of it. I'm sorry. You can find pretty good videos of it online already, and I kind of want to... Row 3. And plus I want to sort of experience it without filming the first time. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to this. I can't wait. All right, our thoughts on the Remy ride, the Ratatouille ride. It's cute.
Yes, that's probably the best word for it.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's adorable. It's a family, sort of family-oriented 3D.
Like trackless ride.
Yeah.
It's a dark ride.
Yeah, but it's a modern dark ride.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Pretty much screen to screen. There's a couple of times where they'll spray you with something. That was unusual because it doesn't happen here too often.
Not at Disney, no.
Yeah, at Universal, you'll get sprayed on every ride, but here...
One time it worked really well, I thought. The last time I was like, that's very appropriate. Okay, I can handle that.
Would we pay for it again? No. I mean, I'm glad that we did it because I really wanted to ride it, and we practically just walked onto it as soon as our time came up.
Pretty close.
As opposed to having to go through the line. And I will definitely, tomorrow morning, try to get the virtual queue, and then we'll, do that.
Totally worth it then, especially in Epcot.
Absolutely worth it. But I wouldn't pay for it again because, unlike Rise of Resistance that knocked my socks off.
And is a completely unique ride in all of Florida as far as I'm concerned.
This is not like that.
This is a good
fun.
screen-to-screen dark ride.
I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't pay to do it again. But I would do it again.
Yes, absolutely. There's more to see. There's a lot. I think that's where I think multiple visits would pay off because we got one particular track, track with one particular route through it all, and you don't see everything. So it's totally worth doing multiple times because you're going to get to see more.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. So it's definitely worth repeated ridings and repeated viewings. Yeah, I'm glad we did it. All right, now that we have done with France and Ratatouille, we're just going to walk through the World Showcase to kind of see it at night. I'm glad we did this. Our original plan was not to come here, and then we got the lightning lane and decided to come here, but it's nice.
This is my favorite country at night, probably.
Oh yeah, this place is beautiful stunning. At night. So this is Morocco that we're walking through right now. They have stuff on the left and right, like over here. During the day they open those up and there's like a little market in there, quote unquote market. It just didn't come out too far. And then they have sweets and sips at the Oasis. And this is their booth for food and wine. One other thing that surprised us, mostly because we haven't really looked into it, is that the Food and Wine Festival is still going on. We thought it was over, and then the Festival of the Holidays wasn't going to start for a couple weeks, but it turns out Food and Wine's still going on. So there's
one more weekend until next Saturday or Sunday.
yeah, for like another week or something, Josh is saying. So once you leave Morocco,
Japan. Oh, do you want to look for?
you head into Japan. Here's what Japan has. I'm kind of interested in that teriyaki chicken bun. We'll see. Actually, that spicy Eiko sushi sounds good too. Spicy tuna and salmon served box style with oh, I'm getting that. I'm waiting in line for the sushi that I want to get. It's kind of a long line, but they usually go pretty quick. We'll see. But otherwise, we can look at Japan over here. What's great at night, I've said this before in other videos, but I love how the lighting in the World Showcase is very subdued. It makes the countries just really stand out with like just a little bit of lighting and such. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's a wonderful feeling to be here in the kind of subdued lighting rather than everything being lit like a shopping mall that, you know, it's bright all the time. They let it be a little bit more, you know, mysterious at night.
Oh no, we're good. Thank you.
Here's some more of Spaceship Earth through the Torii Gate here in Japan. I'll zoom in a little.
Actually, the sky looks really pretty in our picture.
Wow. I'm so enamored by that. It's beautiful. I mean, it's so simple. Just put some lights on there, but that light technology has gone so well. I mean, it's like the projection technology on the other icons. It's been incredible. And I can see here how they wouldn't be able to project easily because it's a sphere and they'd have to project on it from so many angles, but it's all that problem of like, hey, let's just put a bunch of lights on it, like LED lights that we can make into different shapes. And it's incredible. I'm mesmerized. Being in the Japan pavilion makes me a little sad because my birthday is coming up next May, so it's still a long way away. It's like 6 months away from now. But we were planning a trip to Japan with friends. We had about 15 other friends who wanted to come along. I have a lot of geeky, nerdy friends who like things like manga and Japanime, that sort of thing. So we were gonna have a whole bunch of us as a huge group going to Japan, but because of the pandemic, Japan has not reopened their borders, and we don't think it's likely that they're gonna open it to tourists, like fully open it to tourists, by the time we need to plan for it. Like maybe they would do it next May, but we don't want to plan an international trip with 15 people in less than a month. So we will have to put that on hold probably until the following year when for Josh's birthday of that year. I'm turning 50 next year, he turns 50 the year after that. Here's the sushi. Looks just like the picture actually. That looks pretty good. I don't have any chopsticks. I think I'm just gonna eat it with my hands, but I'll let you know what I think. So a few things happened all at once. I'll summarize. Nothing bad. The sushi was great. It was really good. A couple of big pieces, quite a number of chews. I really, really enjoyed it. Josh didn't have any because he wasn't feeling like something savory. He wanted something sweet. So we went to get kakigori, also in Japan, which you've seen in some of my other videos. Essentially, it's just shaved ice with flavoring, and then they put, if you want to, because it's a little extra charge, $1 more.
$1.50 now.
Oh, it's $1.50 now.
$1.50.
They put sweetened condensed milk on top of it. Anyway, we love it. Josh gets the strawberry, I get the cherry. It's like strawberries and cream, cherries and cream. And then we went and sat in the American Pavilion where a band called Element was playing. And I wanted to show you some of their clips because they were amazing. Big band, lots of different singers.
At least four singers.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5
members.
singers, one person signing everything,
Yeah.
and then
2 guitarists.
and a
piano
band,
player
backing
and
band too. So it's a big band, but oh my gosh, the powerhouse voices and blending all together.
Seriously.
Here's some clips of that. As I mentioned previously, the lighting in Epcot is beautiful at night. I'm really happy we came here. We weren't planning on it. We were going to be doing
We changed our plans.
the morning. We changed our plans from it. We were supposed to be here tonight, but we ended up switching because we wanted to see Hollywood Studios at night because they have more of a holiday treatment, right? That if you watch my my Hollywood Studios video, then you'll see some of the nighttime stuff that we saw. But we came here for Ratatouille, but I'm glad we did because I'm having a great time. The weather's perfect.
It's quietly emptying out.
It's starting to empty out. We just kind of have to make our way up front to get to the monorail and then get to the Ticket and Transportation Center because that's where the car is because we went to Magic Kingdom this morning. Then we took a bus to Hollywood Studios and then we took the Skyliner here and then we will take the monorail back to the Ticket and Transportation Center and pick up the car. So it's just been in the same place all day. Anyway, we've been eating at that pizzeria before and we really enjoy it. And but we haven't gotten a reservation there in a long time. Their pizza's delicious. We've never had anything but their pizza, but it's delicious. Anyway, I love the way Italy looks at night. It's just, again, that kind of nice, pretty lighting. All right, here is the Epcot Christmas tree, which is very beautiful, as you can see. I love how there's an angel on top holding the globe. And you can't really see this easily, but there are ornaments that have flags of the different countries that are part of the World Showcase. Pretty nifty. I love Christmas trees like this, just giant Christmas trees. Making our way out of World Showcase, heading towards the monorail, which is the front of the park. We came in at the back of the park. That's where the Skyliner lets you out. But it's real nice to see this up close. Wow. This is so cool. Here's what the lights look like up close. Of course, you know, it's much better at a distance. Like I can see these lights changing, but I can't really see what the pattern is. But they have a light kind of in each of the intersections of the triangles that create the globe. And then there has to be projections coming from somewhere too, because even though the lights are sometimes like blue, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that just colors everything around it and it just seems like it's being projected on. Anyway, this is pretty neat. I like this view a lot, but it's much more appreciated when you're up close. I'm sorry, when you're further away, not up close, because it doesn't look like anything other than color lights changing. The next time you see me, I'll be in the same park, only it'll be daytime. See? It's like magic. Wow. Video editing magic. One of the advantages to staying in a Disney hotel or Good Neighbor hotel like we are is early entry into the park. So we're in at 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock. There's a whole bunch of people waiting, but we're in and we're getting onto Test Track on the single rider line. That's the main line next to me. We're just walking up and up and up. I think we're the only people in single rider. Oh man. We are. This is cool. Really cool.
Let's see how your designs hold up now.
Commencing sim car off-road and extreme weather sequence.
Here is the Sriracha glazed donut from the Donut Box. I think the name of that booth is.
For sure.
That's pretty good, actually. It's only $5. I mean, $5 is a lot for a donut, but it's a good size. We're gonna see what we think. Our opinion is that it was okay. Like, it was fine. It wasn't my favorite thing. Josh was less enthused about it. It is mostly sweet, but has just a little bit of a kick to it from the sriracha. And they don't like drizzle sriracha on it. It's part of the glaze, so you can actually, in the glaze, see like little red dots. That's so that the sriracha's been incorporated. So, I might have liked a glazed donut with a little bit of sriracha on it better. But this is fine. I mean, if you like those kinds of things, you won't regret this. I wouldn't get it again, but I'm glad I got it. We're heading into the Creations shop. Actually on our way to Club Cool to see what the line is for that. We don't want to wait too long, but we would like to go try some more of those Coke flavors from around the world. And but walking through Club Cool, I like looking in the shopping areas, and I need to put this down so I can put my mask on because I just walked inside. There is no line to Club Cool, so I'm just gonna go walking in. Josh was in there thinking that we'd have to stand in line. Not in Club Cool, he stayed in Creations because he wanted to look at something. There's no line at all. Oh, here it comes. Cool. All right, here are the flavors from around the world. Italy has the Beverly, which is bitter. It's meant to be a palate cleanser, excuse me. And it's the only one that remained after they switched out the flavors when they rebuilt this. It's one from Madagascar, tropical fruit flavors, Dominican Republic. It's kind of a Swedish, like they call it, country club merengue. The Minute Maid Joy is an apple lychee. Philippines has a sour watermelon. China is a sour plum flavor that tastes a lot like barbecue. Russia has cucumber Sprite, and I'm not a big fan of cucumbers, but I think that was our winner last time. And then Moldova, which has kind of a hint of raspberry, but slightly tart. So let's try some of these. Which is this one, Josh?
This is the Bonbon Anglais. Oh, drop it.
Bonbon Anglais from Madagascar. All right.
It's tropical. That's a good description for it. It's a little bubble gummy, which I think you'll understand.
It smells bubblegummy. Oh, I like that. I mean, I like sweet drinks. I couldn't drink a whole bottle of this, but a little cup like this is perfect.
I don't think many of us can do bottles.
And you can see that they have little cups here. You pull one out, and then you put your drinks in those little cups. This is the Country Club Merengue Sparkling Sweet Treat.
Another tropical.
Tropical fruit flavor. Oh, I've had something that tastes like that before.
Not as sweet. I kind of like that fact.
No.
Not nearly as sweet.
I don't know what this is, but I've had this flavor before. It doesn't say specifically what it is.
But it does say creamy too, which is, I would agree with that statement. It's not as
it has a smoothness, sure. Yeah, this is pretty good. Again, it's too sweet to have a whole cup full of. All right. This is the
Minute Maid Joy Apple Lychee.
Apple lychee.
Which I don't tend to like lychee, but
We'll see.
I don't hate that.
No, it tastes mostly like an apple juice that has
With
a little bit of
tang, like something else left
to
behind.
it. Yeah.
Not bad though. Actually, I don't mind this one.
No, I actually could drink a whole bottle of this because it's not super sweet or super strong.
A lightly carbonated apple juice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know. Is it carbonated? Yeah, it's got to be carbonated.
Not quite like slice, but it reminds me of when they had the apple slice.
Ooh,
You're old enough to remember that. I did too. You're old enough to remember apple slice. Some of you maybe.
You don't have to fill my cup up. It's a lot of liquid.
Okay, fair enough. There.
Perfect. Okay.
There's your shot. The watermelon.
This is watermelon, royal watermelon from the Philippines.
That reminds me of the.
And it says watermelon, not watermelon, watermelon.
What's the one that?
W-A-T-T.
Fanta. It reminds me of the Fanta logo. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the same people.
Yeah. I mean, I think Coca-Cola is Fanta.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that.
These two are like super sweet.
This is okay. I'm not a huge watermelon flavor
And watermelon
fan
is a
anyway.
much more subtle flavor than this is. It's not bad. It's just not subtle.
All right.
Okay.
Here comes the winner. Josh doesn't like it as much, but I do. This
I
is the
don't
one from
understand
China,
it.
the
There
sour
you go.
plum flavor.
I don't like this one.
Oh yeah, it's kind of got a barbecue saucy flavor. I know that's weird to say. Man. Josh dumped the rest of his out, but I'm drinking mine. Again, I could not drink a whole bottle of this.
I describe it as like a thinned out carbonated barbecue sauce. And I don't really find that all appealing.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly barbecue, but boy, it tastes a lot like that. I mean, at least that's what...
Like a smokiness
yeah, it's a
to
smoky.
it. A smokiness that you'd find in certain types of barbecue.
All
which, this is my winner. I'm waiting on the winner.
Yeah, we're waiting on the winner one, which is the...
this is the Moldova. This is the
cucumber. The cucumber's the one that we think is the winner.
raspberry juice.
This is like raspberry. Which, again, I'm not a huge raspberry flavor. It's okay.
I like it. It can be a little tart.
Yeah. I
I like it. It's a little tart. I like things that can be tart. He doesn't. I could drink a small can of this, but probably nothing more than a can.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I would not.
It's not the one you pay for.
Yeah, I definitely would not pay for that.
And then the one that we remember.
Here's the one that we were both surprised about. It's just Sprite with some
cucumber
flavor, but it's
it's
great.
so
It's super refreshing.
Right, and that's the thing about it is that it's in the heat, especially in the heat of
I
Florida.
don't even like cucumbers that much. I don't hate them, but I don't really love them. But this is good.
It's a very subtle. That you know when you get a subtle cucumber as it is, which is not a strong flavor.
Cucumber ranch. If you've ever had cucumber ranch before, it has that kind of like just hint of cucumber. You know, you get the ranch flavor, and this is just it tastes like Sprite, but it has just a hint of that cucumber flavor in it.
What's amazing is this is a 60-year-old drink. It says up here from 1961, enjoyed in multiple countries around the world, and it's from Russia. And I love that fact. Like, I think it's hilarious. I'm not sure I could drink a lot of this, but like at a nice barbecue, this might be really nice in the summertime.
I could drink a whole bottle of this.
This could be fun in the summertime.
Awesome. This is fun. Yummy, yummy. Walking back through Creations to get to the Land Pavilion. Maybe do Soarin', maybe do Living with the Land. We'll see what the times are when we get over there. We're not really in any particular hurry or any particular plan today. Just kind of here until we head over to Magic Kingdom and meet up with some friends tonight. One thing that we do have is I was able to get a virtual queue for the Ratatouille ride. So even though we rode it last night, we can ride it again today. And I made video of some of that since I rode it once and experienced it. And we're boarding group number 33, I think it is, right around there. And it estimates 12:40 that our boarding group will come up. It's only 10:30 right now, so a couple hours. Sometimes with the boarding groups for Rise of the Resistance, you never really knew. Even if you had an early one, if it went down, then even though you were like boarding group 20 something, it could take you hours and hours and hours to get there. But we've moved up.
11:15.
Ooh, 11:15.
45 minutes.
Oh, that's only 45 minutes from now.
No, we got more time than that. We don't have to rush.
Yeah, we don't have to rush there,
Hey,
but
that's pretty awesome.
obviously that means it's going and they're doing pretty good.
Well, yeah.
So cool, that's even better. So anyway, one thing I wanted to mention about Club Cool is that if you were thinking this, it's not lost on me that it wastes so many cups at a place that's trying to get rid of single-use plastics like plastic straws and plastic what is it, like the tops of cups. But they're the paper cups. They're like, the paper cups that are covered in wax so they don't get all soaked in like you would get at a McDonald's or something like that. But they do go through a lot of cups there. And if you use the same cup over and over, then it would not be as, the tastes would merge and probably not be as good. They could have like a little water thing where you could just rinse out your cup and then use it for the other ones. That's an idea. Anyway, just in case you noticed that too, so did I. Here we are in the Land Pavilion, soaring around the world's over there, Living with the Land's beneath us. And Awesome Planet is some kind of show. I'm guessing about some other planet, because Earth is definitely not awesome. I'm kidding. I love Earth. It's where I keep my stuff. And then this is the Garden Grill restaurant, which may not be doing it right now, but it slowly revolves. So while you're eating there, you go in a circle. And everything in here, not everything, but most things in here are down. So you have to take an escalator or stairs. They're soaring over there again. Living with the Land over here. 5 minutes. That sounds great. We haven't done this in a while. Let's do it.
Species. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicines, and other elements essential to our lives.
Monkeys! Oh man, I would love to sleep in this room. It's nice and cool and there's water sounds and it'd be awesome. These are very big bugs.
But over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land.
In arid regions, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan, we're learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make
Wonderful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, these are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. And water
Oh man, I love water
all parts of this
chestnuts.
plant, even the flower petal, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking.
It's so pretty through here, but everything's edible.
One day, many of these lesser tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.
Vanilla back there, beans, you can see them on that. Little Christmas touches. I like all the fruits and vegetables on that. That's pretty neat. Fishes. Love ya.
When we mention farming, you probably don't think of fish. But fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally. The sustainable system we're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, we're able to save millions of gallons each year. While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption.
Coffee.
Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
Amaranth. Our neighbors grow amaranth.
Just like water,
Eggplants.
fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
Tomatoes growing there, hanging. Yeah, I said tomato.
By nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control
watermelons.
diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouse.
It's Joy out for a little meet and greet. Well, socially distanced meet and greet. She has her little windflower. How nice. heading into Journey into Imagination with Figment. I was gonna say Living with the Lamb. We were just there. And Tip and Trick. There's never a line for this, so never ever waste your lightning lane on this. Here's part of the queue. Essentially, you're in the Imagination Institute. It's kind of loosely based on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing. Like you have famous professors like from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Flubber. And then of course, John Cleese. I said John Cleese. That is Eric Idle, not John Cleese. Yes, Eric Idle is very famous from his role in Transformers the movie. As Wreck-Gar, I think he was. Yep, it's a walk-on. It's almost always a walk-on.
Welcome to our special drive-through open house. I'm Dr. Michael Channing, Chairman of the Imagination Institute. Hello! On your tour, you'll see how the 5 human senses can help capture your imagination.
Oh, can I go too?
Absolutely not. This is one of our discoveries, the Figment of Imagination.
Yeah, I know all about the senses. There's sight, sound, smell, touch, coochie, and taste. Tastes like chicken. Can I go? Please, please, please.
No, I don't want you out of my sight.
Out of sight? Okay. Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Figment, you are not to interfere with the tour. Continuing now, if I may, in a calm, scientific, Figment-free manner, the things we see with our eyes can control the eyes of the imagination. Let's begin by using the eye chart to test your vision. Now, all together, if you would please read line 3 and...
With F-I-G-M-E-N-T, you can see things differently. Sure, you can see with your eyes, but imagine what you could see if you used your imagination. Follow the bouncing figment. One spark of light can bite your fancy. Your mind sees more than what your eyes see.
I say imagination must be captured and controlled.
Imagination works best when it's set free.
Magic.
Just turn your imagination loose and anything can happen. Imagination comes around. Makes down side up and upside down. Now here's a real open house. Come on in. So terrific. Is it me?
More than you can imagine.
Doc, it's exactly what I imagined. Imagination is the brain's open house.
Of course. When it's set free.
You said it, Doc. Imagination is a blast.
One little spark.
You'll see that in your nightmares.
Inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
One cool thing about this is you come out of here and there's actually stuff you can do. Like, as Josh moves his hands through that, it makes noise. And moves him on the screen. See what I can do over here. Oh, I've got... Yay! Our boarding group is up for the Ratatouille ride, so we're heading back there now. Here we are in France. We were here last night. It looks entirely different in the day. I like this pavilion. I've always thought it was very nice, and this edition makes it even more nice. Here's the Crêperie in the daylight. The line's not as long as it was last night. And then this is nice, but at night it's beautiful. And we're not sure where to go. I think here to the right. I guess we'll find out here in just a few minutes. or a few seconds as the case may be. We're in the queue for the Ratatouille ride, and they have really cool wallpaper where they have an Eiffel Tower built out of salt shakers and a fork and a spoon and plate and a knife. That's pretty neat. And then cheese. And you've got Remy and Emile. That's nice. Heading into Gusteau's. Oh, it is a screen. I knew he was gonna move. That's awesome. Oh. Just had that look about it, but that's pretty cool. Little effects here and there.
Well, you've come to the right place. Everyone knows the best food in the world is made in Paris. And tonight, the host of the town, Chef Ami, will prepare you a culinary masterpiece. Everyone can cook, but no one cooks like Chef Ami.
What's the likelihood that we would get the exact same car in the exact same position? 100%. We're exactly where we were last night, in the same car, in the same place. Okay, so you get into a little rat car. See? Spinning around. You can see the rat cars. The doggy up there.
Voilà, venez, 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 suivez-moi, je vous prie. The chef Remy is waiting for you. This way. Qu'attendez-vous? Oh, here they are. Les invités pour le dîner.
Yes, but what to prepare? Hein? Pour le repas idéal. Coco vin? No. A simple omelet? Too simple.
What?
Mais oui, that's it! Poussez-vous de là! Vite, par ici! Bon travail!
All the eyes in the boxes.
Hey guys, the food is for them, not you.
Mais voici une recipe perfect! Les coco est en salle! Et oui, what are you doing? Que manigancez-vous?
Water splashes. I'd forgotten about it. How funny.
Dépêchez-vous! Par ici! Go! Go!
More water.
Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus, chérie. À bientôt et bon appétit. Et oui, non?
That's it, a little over 4 minutes.
Very similar, very fun.
Here we are in the Crêperie de Paris.
These are more expensive though too.
We were standing outside in the line because there is a quick service with a smaller menu. But apparently there's this here, and I looked and there weren't any reservations because they don't take reservations. It's all walk-in. So here's the menu. They're a little bit more expensive in here. But there is more of a selection too. So here are the essentially savory crepes. And then the dessert crepes. And then you can get various ciders and wines. And they have a pre-fee menu. And I wonder what the soup of the day is. I guess I'll find out. We ended up each ordering the menu and font, so anybody can order that, even though it's the child's menu. Essentially get choice of one of those, either a brie cheese, ratatouille, or the ham and cheese. And then you get a sweet one too, either sugar, red berries, or hazelnut. I got the ham and cheese, and so did Josh. And I almost got the brie, but I wanted some kind of meat in it. And then as far as the sweet ones, I got the hazelnut, and Josh got the red berries. And then we just got waters with it too. Well, this looks amazing, and a lot of food. So this is the hazelnut cream. Essentially, it's a Nutella. And this is the ham and cheese. And Josh has the ham and cheese also over there. And this is the red berries one. I'm not really sure what berries are in there. Those don't look like, they're almost like lingonberries, you know? I guess we'll figure it out when we taste it. But, oh my gosh, this looks good. Really good. Our opinion on the Crêperie. It was delicious, actually. We really liked our waitress because she told us about all the different choices, like the pre-fee and what you can get there. And then she mentioned that, hey, it's a kid's menu, but you can still order off of it. And a lot of people like to do that because you can get a savory and a sweet. You don't get the full menu of choices, although you do get an option for the ratatouille one, which is interesting to me because if you just order that ratatouille one, it's like 15 bucks. If you order off the kids menu, you get the exact same ratatouille one.
We think it's exactly the same. We're not
we think it's exactly the same. We're not exactly sure. Maybe there's a difference. Maybe it's bigger. Maybe there's more inside. But otherwise, it's cheaper, and you get a savory one too. So that works out pretty awesome. But anyway, yes, we recommend that. Altogether, it came to just about $30 with tip.
No, not with tip.
I'm sorry, not tip. I meant tax.
Yes.
$30 with tax. Oh yeah, we gave her a good tip because she was awesome and gave us really good recommendations. And yeah, so, and I would go back for a couple reasons. First of all, it's just, they only take walk-ins. You don't need a reservation. So I just walked over to them and said, hey, do we need a reservation for this? Because I looked it up on the app and there wasn't a way to make a reservation. And then she said, nope, we're only walk-ins. I'm like, okay.
We're coming in.
Is there room for two? And sure enough, there was.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a very nice conversation with the couple next to us who were from Delaware. And
was our waitress, she was great.
Yeah, and Nancy, our waitress, was from New York. And Josh is also from New York. And they were talking about different cities and towns that they knew, where she's from and kind of close to him. But anyway, there were a lot of other things on the menu that I would like to try. There's a ratatouille one I'd like to try. There's one that has ham and bacon and some kind of, and onions, caramelized onions. So we would definitely go there again. And there's also some sweet ones I'd like to try too. So yeah, I recommend it. It's relatively new. It opened with the ride, that whole area back there. It is a third-party restaurant. It's not owned by Disney, which means that they don't do annual pass holder discounts. So you're not getting the 10% off that you otherwise would. But yeah, I recommend it. If you come here, try out the crepes. These are pretty cool. We've got, wow, look, there's little people in there. So the Arc de Triomphe is pretty big.
That scale is right.
Yeah, and then, excuse me. And then over here, the Eiffel Tower.
Which is not by itself like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of experience, no.
It's not in the middle of a snowy field surrounded by Christmas trees. And then there's one over here too. I don't know what this one is. What's left? Oh, Bûche de Noël. Essentially the dessert. As we walk out of the French pavilion and through England, now would be a good time to tell everyone on the channel that it is very likely that next May, Josh and I will be going to Europe for a trip. I mentioned earlier in the video that we were planning on going to Japan, but we don't think they're going to get it together as far as getting tourists in so that we can actually plan and go there at the time. So that'll probably be put off a year. In the meantime, Josh and I had a backup of doing Europe. And the reason why Japan or Europe is because our bucket list is to hit every Disney park in the world at some point in our lives. We've hit the 2 in America, and we've done a Disney cruise, which is kind of part of that too. Now we want to start hitting the ones overseas. Japan was our first choice. You know, a lot of that's because we had a lot of friends who wanted to come along to Japan anyway, even if they weren't going to go to the Disney with us. But if we go to Europe, we plan to do England and Paris and Rome. And of course, while we're in Paris, we'll hit Disneyland Paris. So we'll be able to, oh yeah, London, Paris, and Rome as far as the cities go. And so that might be happening. It is a very good possibility that's happening unless, you know, Japan changes all of a sudden. But either way, next May, you can expect a video from us from somewhere else in the world and a different Disney. We're coming to the end of the Food and Wine Festival. I think next weekend is the last weekend, so like all of the lines are pretty long to get food in most of the food booths. I mean, it is lunchtime too, so that's not unusual. And Simmering Sips has a lot of alcohol, and people like to drink at Epcot. No judgment, just a statement. Yeah, so the lines have been pretty long. But they go quick. I don't want to misrepresent that. The lines do look long, and they are long, but you know, they're quick service stuff that they have readily prepared, so the lines go very fast. Wanted to show you more of the tree in the daytime. We saw it last night all lit up, and it's gorgeous. And here it is in the daytime. I mentioned that they have the Christmas ornaments with the different flags of countries that are in the World Showcase. Pretty nice, huh? This is my second favorite tree after the one at Hollywood Studios, but it's nice. Plus it has different kind of happy holidays messages in a different language. So I thought these were, or this tree is very nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We decided to do a ride that we haven't done in a very long time, and that's the Seas with Nemo. And I mean, I love this queue because it looks like you're kind of indoor, or not indoors, you're outdoors, but it's at night. You can hear gulls in the background, but it's a really long queue. So I think they had really ambitious designs on how busy this ride would be. They would need this queue, but honestly, it's never busy. This is another one. I don't know if it has a lightning lane. I think it does. That you never need to use a lightning lane for because the wait is always so short for it. Like right now it's 20, but it won't even be 20. Normally it's like 5. Just takes that long to walk through it. But I love this room where they project the kind of, you know, watery reflection on the ground. I think it's amazing. And then they have the fishes up there doing their different, it's a tank! Looks like a tank. But yeah, so the queue is actually really nice. And the ride is fine. What I like about this one as opposed to when you're in Disneyland, this ride is very similar to like their, the Seas with Nemo, the submarines in Disneyland are very much like this because it's screens and they project some of the Nemo ones and you're actually underwater. But here it's in a fish tank, so there's real fish being there. This ride uses the Omni-Mover system similar to the Haunted Mansion and the aerial ride. in Magic Kingdom. So it's continuously loading. What I like about this versus the submarine ride in Disneyland, I'm sorry, which is, you know, worth doing no matter what, but there's actually a aquarium here, so later on they'll project onto screens and there's real fish behind the screen.
Oh, don't worry, just keep your eyes open for them all the way. Oh, let's go explore, explore, explore. Let's go explore the big blue world.
Hi, I'm Dory.
I am looking for my son.
Ooh, I can help. Oh, no.
It's Nemo.
Where?
I don't know where. That's why we're trying to
Find who?
Nemo, where are you, Nemo?
Who's Nemo?
He's my son. We better
I like
I love the jellyfishes.
jellyfish.
Nice. Oh, now I'm thinking of something. Kind of.
That's jellyfish.
You're good. And I'm thinking.
Jellyfish. And the next one, jellyfish. Watch out. Ah!
Like I'm scared now.
You're not helping. Stop fooling around. I wonder if clownfish taste funny.
Warm in here. You think it'd be kind of cooler because you're under the sea.
Look, Mr. Ray, here comes Nemo.
So this is the actual aquarium part. I'm not sure if you can tell this in the video, but there are real fish back there, and they're projecting on sort of a transparent screen.
Next stop, Solid.
Hey, I'm Blue.
Not too far.
It's upside down. He or she. When you come off the ride, you are in an aquarium, and then the upper level has these creatures, and the lower level has these creatures, as well as the Turtle Talk with Crush, which is a live show with Crush. We've never done it here. We did it in Disneyland a few times, and Crush talked to us when we were on our cruise, which is pretty cool. Very similar kind of thing. It's a manatee.
That's a manatee.
Oh, there's another one over here too. If you go upstairs, you can actually see them. There's like 2 levels of this, but we're in the bottom level, so we're seeing them in the water.
What is that?
Manatees are so cool. Oh, his poor tail.
What was the story?
Yeah. Well, he's doing okay here. He or she. Doing okay here. He should have a nice big tail like that. But he has some more wounds too, poor thing. Well, I'm glad they're here being well taken care of. Some clownfish.
somebody down here. I'm not quite sure who.
Wow! Mira eso!
Mommy,
I can tell that's an arm or... Oh no.
Arm of a British thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, don't be sorry. I encourage you to be excited about fish.
Oh, that's the sea urchin?
I think so. Wow. Stay no further than 1 meter from the home during the entire lifetime. Well, I saw a whole movie about how 2 clownfish went very far from their home. It's pretty fish, but I love how whatever this is, I think it's coral. Oh, wow. It's so blue it feels fake. Like it almost feels like it's not real. Coral reefs provide a natural barrier. I was trying to see what this thing was. There are some signages here that help me understand. This one's interesting to me. 8 million undiscovered species. There may be. I mean, I know space is awesome and I love space, but the undersea realm is not very explored either. Ooh, I like these stripy fish.
One guy just chilling here.
Oh yeah. Hey little dude. There's a fish hiding in the coral back there. And this one here, not very well hiding, but it's a cool looking fish. Wow, moray eels. That's pretty neat. When a moray eel comes towards you, snapping its jaw, don't be scared. That's just the way it breathes.
There's a tail there and a tail there.
There's a tail there, yeah.
Oh, there's a head.
Out. And there's a head sticking out there. That's pretty neat.
But what's the difference of fish down here having other different type of eels? See him?
Well, maybe another eel down there, yeah. I'm sure what that is. And so there's a tail here. Which one is that attached to? One of these? Oh, it's this one over here that we saw earlier. That's so cool. Over there is a restaurant called the Coral Reef Restaurant, which we've eaten at a couple of times. I don't know if I ever did any video of it though. It might have been before we were videoing. But anyway, one thing that's cool is there is one whole side of the restaurant, rather than having a wall, is just abutted up against the aquarium. So while you're in there, you can see a bunch of fish swimming around and occasionally some divers. It's pretty neat. It's a different kind of, restaurant experience when you have a whole aquarium right next to you. We are heading to Spaceship Earth to ride. This is our last ride before we head over to Magic Kingdom to spend the rest of the evening. I like the big ball. It's one of my favorite icons because it's so unique. Like every Disney park has a castle, for example, and they're different from each other, but nobody has anything like this. Yep, here we are going into Spaceship Earth. We weren't sure if we were going to ride it because the sign said 35, but it definitely was not 35. I don't think we were in this line more than 5-10 minutes at the most. But same thing with Nemo. It said 20 minutes, but we just walked on it. So the ride times are not perfect here. It's almost always going to be less, sometimes significantly.
Golden.
It's not so easy to hit exactly what you're trying to hit on this screen.
But the Phoenicians, who trade people as fish, they created a simple common alphabet, adaptable to most languages. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Like the Phoenicians.
Josh is a typography teacher, among other things, but he talks about how, see that case there? There are upper parts and lower parts. That's where we get the terms uppercase and lowercase letters. If you needed a bigger one, you got it from the uppercase. If you needed a smaller one, you got it from the lowercase. And I mean, that's literally where that term comes from. I love trivia like that. talking about how it sparked the Renaissance. So, music and sculpture, painting, sculpture. Did I say sculpture already? I might have. And then the Sistine Chapel. Nobody knows what happened to the other 15. I'm kidding. I know it's Sistine Chapel, and I hope we get to see it when we are in Rome.
From the Atlantic to the Pacific.
The telegraph. I wonder if it's actually telegraphing something. Probably.
Number, please. I'm sorry that one was busy.
This is my favorite scene in this entire ride. I love it. Over here too. This shows giant tapes. As we take, oh, I'm outside, I can take this off. As we take our leave of Epcot for this trip, I wanted to talk about what it means to be in the bubble when it comes to security. Yesterday, for example, we had to go through security 3 times because we drove to the transportation and ticket center, and then we went through security then. And then we took a bus to go to Hollywood Studios. And when you get on the bus, you leave the security area. And so we had to go through security again. And then we took the gondolas, the Skyliner, over to Epcot. And again, we left the security area. So we had to go through security again on the way in. But today, we're gonna be in the bubble the whole time because we went to the transportation and ticket center, took the monorail here, then we'll take the monorail over to Magic Kingdom, and that whole time we never leave the security area. And so that's nice. I mean, not that going through security is that bad. Honestly, it's pretty simple. They don't have to check everybody's bags like they used to. You just go through these machines and they'll tell you if they need to check your bag. But as long as you take the right things out, pretty much anything that's like long or cylindrical or can be opened, you usually have to take out. So umbrellas, for example, our water bottle, the charger we use for our phone because it's sort of long, could look like, you know, like a piece of a gun or something. What I said umbrellas already. What's the other thing? Water bottle. Yeah, the sunglass cases. That's what I was trying to remember. The sunglass cases can set it off too. But you just take those out and you walk through the machine kind of with them in front of you and your hands up, and you don't have to worry about it. So just something to know about how security works here and whether you have to go through security multiple times or not. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us in Epcot. It was a really nice Epcot trip last night, being somewhat unexpected, and then today doing a number of rides, and a number of rides we haven't done in a while, like the Seas with Nemo, and honestly Test Track, we haven't done that in a long time either, and doing completely new experiences like eating at the crepe restaurant. It was awesome. And now we're on our way to Magic Kingdom to meet some friends. Thank you for joining us in Epcot today and last night.